I will now sit in front of this, like, behind my head, and like an amazing enlightened man with a light behind my head. I will sit like this. Okie dokie. No more trying to talk about. There's so much to talk about that right now trying to recall what I sat down to record this video has escaped my mind. But don't worry, I'll remember. Okay, so I remember now. This is kind of crazy, and I just wonder why people are so ignorant. It's like we allow all this stuff to go on under our noses, but we're just like so oblivious. And maybe it's not even malicious, but it's like if you're the people that design this and you're the people that are the intelligent minds, the sophisticated minds, then why can't you just like come up with such basic and simple ideas? Like it doesn't make any sense for there to need to be storage on your cellular device, like local storage, in the sense that you have some type of whatever in your device. I'm not going to say any terms because I am not an engineer who knows these terms, but some type of hard drive, that could store data, has to do with your images and videos that you take. It's connected to your camera, And then you also have like your memos and all that type of stuff. So overall, it's just strange that there's a local storage, but then there's a storage that's in people's like servers, like cloud sharing. And so basically that's something that you can keep on your person as long as you have access to that server. And it's so strange because if we conducted everything through this way, it would be so much more convenient in a sense, but it seems like, of course, it's not necessarily secure because I imagine you keeping all your information somewhere else is not good. Speaking on this is going to get me killed by the government without a doubt, because this is the next step in their global elitist agenda. I'm just kidding about that part, but what I'm saying is actually genuine and based. Everything will be so much better. Here's an example that'll make you not think I'm crazy. So, go to your camera and try to record. See how long that video lasts. You don't have to do anything, just record it. You will probably have about 3 hours if you have a clean storage. And if you don't have a clean storage, you might have 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I have 20 right now. There's 20 minutes right there. And, on iPhone, you can go directly to the cloud. But overall, you still have a local storage. And most people have a couple of megabytes. Gigabytes. Most people have a couple of gigs. And so you can keep an hour of storage directly on your phone. But what about a 24-hour video? What about a 10-hour video? Those videos are too long for your storage, are they not? And so, why is it that you can go on a live stream and record 72 hours live and upload that video into someone's server? It's like already on the cloud, but it's indirect. And it's almost like they don't even want to keep you in the loop. It's kind of odd. People don't have free will. We're all being brainwashed. I swear, I came to a realization today. So I was talking to a conservative friend, and he had said something crazy along the lines of, "Wow, they're putting Neuralink chips like that will control our brain in the COVID vaccine." And sure, there's a lot of right-wing media that was really trying to sway you against getting the vaccine. And there's no doubt that those vaccines did have a little bit of like a discrepancy in whether they were viable to take or not. And I do not blame you for being untrustworthy of the government. But I don't blame you if you did trust them and got yourself a shot. But they're saying, he said that, and it was almost like some Attack on Titan shit. You know, like, oh, they're trying to get us to become a part of their hard drive, and I understand thinking that they're trying to sway you. And here's how I tried to explain to him that I feel as if it's different. The Neuralink chip is already embedded into you. For example, Elon Musk, the primary CEO of the primary like funding of this type of experimentation and development in technology. He says on Lex Friedman's podcast or a Joe Rogan podcast, he said it multiple times now. You could probably find different videos of him saying it. Cybernetics already exist. Like being connected to a robot, a cyborg, like Teen Titans. Teen Titans cyborg, like human connecting to robot. Some futuristic punk shit, like fucking cyberpunk. They he says it already exists in the sense that you're always carrying around this device, and this device is already helping you out so much. It literally gives you directions. If you didn't have your phone, you'd be using some GPS that would like drive you into a lake, bro. You have all of this information, access to the world at your fingertips. That started out in like 2014 or some shit, honestly. But they're right. They aren't wrong. And so look at all this media that's been talking about, oh, TikTok this. We gotta ban this. No, we want to keep our free speech. No, don't do Article 30, whatever. Like, we've gone through so many times of having to fight off control of the media, control of the government. But if I'm not saying anything to grandstand in that matter, I'm just using it to help you conceptualize what I'm trying to say. TikTok and Instagram, you hear all these boomers saying, you're just scrolling. But you're starting to hear these people themselves express like, whoa, I just saw my analytics on this app. I have fucking 10 hours scrolling. Like I just woke up and I was just everything I did, I was just scrolling through TikTok. Brushed my teeth on TikTok. Ate food, made breakfast on TikTok. You know, I don't have to keep on going. You can understand people scrolling for like an hour, 30 minutes here, 30 minutes here. And they're starting to realize themselves, they're waking up to the fact that, like, whoa, TikTok is not that important. Me, myself, I literally stream Rukoi all the time on this channel. And today I came to the realization, like, I'm training an MMO RPG character. I'm sitting here tapping one button, just training him. I have the dedication to want to hit 400 stats in a game that's irrelevant as fuck and doesn't matter in the slightest little bit. But I don't have the dedication to get my ass up and like do a workout. I always have like some type of like, oh no, maybe I don't want to work out or all types of things like that. It's not just about I can't better myself in real life. Like, I don't have the dedication to better myself in real life, but I'll fucking try to grind out a. I looked it up. There's calculators for your stats in Rukoi. It's going to take me 260 hours to power train my melee up to a 5 tick. On a 4 tick, 260 hours to power train my melee up to 400 or maybe 350. It might have been 350. I don't care. I'm just trying to make an example. Like, what are you doing? It's different from like Call of Duty. You could play Call of Duty. That shit is actually helping your brain. There's no doubt about it. Or a game like Rukoi where you're just sitting idle versus a first person shooter. I don't care what anyone says. The government puts these people in virtual reality and trains them for these situations. It's not necessarily about training with your gun, it's just training in the situation, and the most realistic simulations are first person shooters. So I have a lot of respect for them because as an Apex player, I hear so many people say, no, Apex is so hard, I can't get no skill, I'm garbage. And they acknowledge it because they respect the skill that it takes because it's a very mechanical game. It's not just, okay, I input this. It's not like Call of Duty. It actually requires skill. And so a skill-based game, I'll give you slack if you're grinding a skill-based game, because it translates into real life. You'll start to analyze things in a different manner. And so I can respect that. But sitting there playing a fucking MMORPG that's irrelevant, like, that's the government right there. That right there, the government. The government right there. They're gonna try to get me to waste all my time and be brain dead by sitting on the social medias and sitting there doing nothing all day. They don't want me to have no free will or think freely. Goddamn, Susan's gonna try to embed this video deep in a bunch of conservative bullshit rhetoric so that you don't click on it. God damn it, I'm not a fucking conservative. God damn it. I'm about to have a breakdown. But let's go back to what we were talking about. Do you think that it's genuine? Do you think that expressing the sentiment, you're starting to hear other people say it, like, for example, Tim Cast, that Lucas feller, he was saying it real good. It was at about 23 minutes in the video that Luke feller, he started talking about this and that and the hoo-ha that I was going on about earlier. So honestly, I'm glad to see that I'm not the only person that is understanding that if not, we're being controlled and being pushed into something that does not seem good for us. If not that, you can at least see that the people around you are so ignorant. They have such like a fucking absorbent cognitive dissonance, and I'm not saying that on no sneako shit. It's literally like, for example, I'm not gonna name names. I'm not trying to put this guy on blast because I know you might watch, but he probably won't even make it this fucking far in the video. But what you said today was so absurd. I was trying to. He said something about objectively, Ice Spice is hot, and I was like, no, I don't think that she's hot. And then we started talking about objectify because he said objectively she's hot. And I wasn't trying to imply that he was objectifying her, but I was trying to imply that a woman that's been put on a pedestal in the media, you hear everybody saying she's bad. They're obviously editing these pictures. No, not that she isn't attractive or she doesn't have a nice body, but objectively, like saying objectively a woman is attractive is literally objectifying her. And I tried to say they share the same root, and he was like, nah, Joel, you're dumb. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. It's like everyone around you is a fucking retard nowadays. It's so fucking scary because, like, before you could engage with people and be genuine, and every single person, it would resonate with them. But now, saying something that's like plain and simple, and I'm not talking about the dynamic between conservative versus left. I'm just saying something plain and simple, like analyzing reality and seeing it as it is. Not even trying to get anyone to believe it. Like this knife. I say, this knife can cut me. It's got a little schmutz on it. That's a banana peel. Inside of a banana, I was scraping away at it to roll up some prop weed. I do not do drugs. It was prop weed. I was just trying to show people that the culturally, educationally, how Jamaicans and South Americans and Africans, just people who are indigenous, you know, they have to find natural ways, so they get the banana leaf. But fuck all that. Like I was saying before, it doesn't resonate to say that this knife is sharp. It literally, they would be like, no, Joel, this knife is dull. And then they would take it to their hand and fucking cut themselves open and bleed. And they would say, see, Joel, it's dull. It didn't even cut me. And they would be genuine, like trying to drill that in. As if it was like I didn't just see them fucking cut themselves and I didn't like try to get them to acknowledge that this knife was sharp. And so I'm starting to realize, I guess that this is the perfect conclusion. I'm starting to realize that no matter how intelligent you are, no matter how smart you are, you cannot save anyone but yourself. And going out of your way, thinking about all these uncontrollable things, I'm not discovering stoicism. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, you allow a lot of this delusion. Like, you really sit there and concern yourself with things that do not affect you. And so you sit there and you say they're NPCs, but what if you're also an NPC and this is just your programming? Honestly, you have to have free thinking and free will, and I love that people want to promote that. But a lot of the rhetoric that these people are speaking on is not worth anything. At the end of the day, you need to better yourself. And that's not because you want other people to see you as better. It's because you genuinely need to be the best version of yourself if you want to make it into the kingdom of God. Amen, my brother. Amen. Amen. I'm just kidding. But to say something like that, that's how people would take it. They'd be like, oh, there we go. That's what it all comes to. I'm not a fucking super spiritual person, so I can make fun of that type of rhetoric too. Like, oh, be good so you can make it into heaven. But at the end of the day, I feel like if you want to be in peace, if you want to have paradise on this earth, or whether you feel as if your mortality is dependent on you living a just life, you need to be the best version of yourself, and no one can deny that. And so, yes, you're compelled to want to save these people all around you. You want to cry when you literally just can't break through someone's fucking hard ass shell. It's like there's a little chicken there, and it's trying to break out. You hear it pecking. It's been in there for some days in the hot sun, and at first you were like, I will let this happen naturally, but now you're like, it's obviously developed. It's trying to get out. It just can't break through. So you go to help it, and just like how it can't break through from the inside, you're trying to break through from the outside, and it's not fucking breaking open. That's how it feels, and you just want to cry because it's like, I'm trying to save you. I can't fucking save you. And I can see, like, something scraping in there, trying to fucking, like, be freed, but goddamn, this shell is so hard. It sucks, but you can't go out. You gotta stop trying to save them. You can't just sit there and cry about lost eggs all day. And so, you know, just keep that in mind when you go throughout your day. If you're a person like me who at least claims, if not true, I claim to be open-minded, rational, logical. If you claim to be one of those people who have like analytical skills and intelligent, you need to stop trying to be so combative with your arguments. Stop trying to be combative with your points. At the end of the day, if all of the philosophy and all of the other epistemological bases that you derive your genuine and sincere analysis off, if you have this type of mindset, just keep it in mind. You don't need to save anyone. You don't need to convince anyone. And remember what I told you, because trying is futile and you're wasting your time. That's especially for the young people. You're okay sitting there listening to Andrew Tate grandstand and tell you about bitches as if you can't just go talk to a fucking female. You'll listen to him tell you all these silly things that you know for yourself. Things that, like, a fourth grader who went through his first breakup, he's starting to realize about females. He'll say that type of stuff, and then all these 15-year-old boys who have never had the courage to go try for a female. He was the push. He pushed them there. He was not the catalyst, though. Nature is the catalyst. He's just making them aware of their nature and their innate desires and whatnot, and helping them enact on them. There's nothing wrong with Andrew Tate in that manner, but there is something wrong with the way that they revere him as if he's on the same level as Jordan Peterson or Earl Nightingale or anyone on that level of philosophy. He's just some facetious fuck who fucking has a camera. Literally. You can't even get a genuine conversation out of that man. But at the end of the day, what do you guys think? I know the ending really, like, fucked with your mind if you thought, like, this whole time that I was on some, like, oh, I love Tate type shit, or, like, just that mentality that I was coming from the right. For me to say like I don't like Tate, that's probably fucking blowing your mind because you are an NPC. So people on all sides, people everywhere, step it up. Stop being an idiot because you're hurting my brain. And I know that I shouldn't allow it to hurt my brain, but holy fucking shit. I guess I'm just delusional. I guess I'm just delusional. Peace out, y'all. It's 2023.